This is Xpider coming from Austin, Texas, and for the first time I got sick enough of somebody's videos that I decided I am gonna argue with this guy. Venom Fang X. Hey, I hear that you used to be an atheist. You said, when I used to be an atheist, I wish I heard these kind of arguments and would have opened my mind. Doesn't that say something along the lines of you used to be a closed-minded atheist?
This is planet Earth. And that circle there, that's the universe, the natural world. Now, the atheist and the naturalist, you see, they only believe in things inside that circle. They don't want to think about things that exist outside of it. They refuse to believe that...
Alright, you have the Earth, circle, and you have the natural world, a bigger circle. The Earth is in the middle of the real world. Isn't that weird? That sounds a lot like the Bible. The universe is not a line really far away where we decide there is nothing but what's in here. The universe is a fade away where we can far understand as far as we can. And whenever we can't, the parts that we cannot see, perceive in any way, we don't know they exist. Obviously, we have no fucking clue if they're actually there. It's a fade away. So when you ask the scientists what's outside the natural world, we don't know. It's not we refuse to believe it. That's the most honest answer you can probably come up to. I don't know. But when you come up here and say, I know what's in the outside the natural world. I know that out there is a heaven and a hell and God and all that other crap. You're claiming to have information you don't have. You're claiming to have knowledge of some kind that every other human being is incapable of perceiving. What in the hell kind of arrogant answer is that? You know damn well that you don't know this information. You're just making it up. You're reading a Bible or you're reading some kind of argument from some other human being and saying, this has got to be true. Why aren't you questioning these specific ideas? You were an atheist. I'm assuming at some point you had some kind of critical thinking that might have helped. Just try to question what information came from where and try to figure out if this makes any sense at all. Your deluded mind, you're assuming there is a line and atheists and naturalists refuse to see farther than that. No, we don't see farther than that. We just can't see it. If we were able to perceive it, measure it or something, then I understand. But no, you're saying we refuse to. No, nobody refused to do anything but you. You are refusing to open your mind to see what scientists really believe. You are simply assuming that your thoughts about scientists and atheists are correct. Assume I'm wrong. If I were to be wrong, and this actually is the way you say it, there is a line and naturalism, that doesn't prove shit. Even if there was a line where farther than that we cannot see anything, which I'm pretty sure is not specifically a line as much as, you know, it slowly gets farther and farther away. If there was that line, don't you think maybe, just maybe, you can't perceive what's behind it? Or anybody else for that fucking matter? A long time ago, God was on top of a mountain. And then, when we went on top of the mountain, and a lot of other mountains, and we didn't find God, people started saying, well, he's in the clouds. Then we invented a plane. More than one, then later. We passed by the clouds. Where's God? He's farther than there. It's in the sky. Well, man went to the sky. Went to the goddamn moon. We're capable of seeing things we never figured that we could possibly see. But still no God. And that's when people like you come up with, well, it's farther than that. It's outside the natural universe where nobody can perceive them.
If something exists outside the circle, we're not going to be able to see it, or touch it, or taste it, or anything like that.
Oh, well, neither can you. How can you possibly know he's there?
Unfortunately, naturalism, by definition, is not something you can test, repeat, and observe.
Naturalism is a philosophical position that all phenomena can be explained in terms of natural causes and laws. By definition, it cannot be tested, repeated. I'm sorry. How does that by definition mean that? Now you just claim that naturalism cannot be tested. Yes it can. Naturalism is easily tested by somebody else. If I, for example, have a deck of playing cards here, I can touch it, I can smell it, I can feel it. anybody else can easily perceive that I am doing what I say I'm doing. I'm not just claiming shit like naturalism cannot be tested. I'm sorry, that is a claim with no evidence. I, on the other side, have a deck of cards that I can touch. I can open up and I can show the cards. That proves that I can touch it and that I can feel it and that this deck of cards in fact exists. That is called evidence, and I happen to have it. You, on the other side, think you cannot test naturalism and you cannot prove or test atheism. Well, I agree, you cannot test some things. What you gotta understand is that atheism or naturalism isn't necessarily a worldview. It's simply an opinion. It's simply an idea that says, I don't think your God thing, your man in the sky did everything, theory. Well, I'm not gonna go ahead and call it a theory. I'm just gonna call it a hypothesis. Hold on. Hypothesis is an educated guess. Something you read from a book is not an educated guess. I would think it's more like a conjecture. No. Wild ass guess? Oh, it's a religion.
That's the extent of their argument. So ball A hits ball B, therefore naturalism's true. Ball A hits ball B, therefore there's no God. That's the extent of their argument.
All they can do is clang balls together? Really? That's your metaphor? Wow. You blow my mind, 2-year-old. Ball A hits ball B, therefore ball A hits ball B. That's all. That's all that fucking means. The moment you say it, that means there is no God. No. All the shit happening in this world, all the war, disease, death, destruction, rape, and stupidity in this world proves that there is no such intelligent thing that made us very carefully so he can make us suffer and then punish us if we don't believe in him, which he, by the way, made us incapable of feeling that he's actually here, incapable of perceiving or seeing or smelling or testing him in any way. He made us incapable of doing that, and he's gonna punish us if we don't believe in him. Are you fucking out of your mind? That guy's a fucking asshole. How dare you believe in such thing?
And it doesn't take a very sharp mind to say that is ridiculous, but that's all they've got.
And it doesn't take a very sharp mind to realize the guy in the sky, the invisible man I've never seen, and the guy that controls everything in the world, who's still an asshole because he made us really badly.
You need something outside of cause and effect relationships to be the cause of the set of cause and effect relationships.
Someone outside the universe had to cause the cause. What?
That uncaused cause must be necessary, eternal, having always existed, and it can't be part of the set of caused things. So something uncaused, something that always existed, created, caused the universe. What does that sound like to you?
Cause and effect. You are saying somebody has to be outside in order for a cause and effect to exist. Well, if your God is the cause and we are the effect, who caused God? Explain to me who caused God, because he has to have a cause and effect. Oh, hold on. Oh, he always has to be okay. If you can conceive that God has always existed, why can you possibly understand that the universe always existed? Equates to the exact same thing. Now, I'm not saying that's what I believe, because honestly, I don't know, and I'm not going to claim knowledge I don't have. But if your God exists, and you think that he's the cause and he's eternal, why isn't the universe and the laws acting upon this universe a cause that is always been there? The clear thing is that this earth, yes, it had a beginning. That doesn't say who did it, and it much less say, oh, a magic guy in the sky did it. That's not the way it fucking works. We say we don't know until we know. If you claim to know and you don't know, you're a liar.
And their cognitive abilities are in question because they believe it formed by a random process.
Wrong. Our brain was not made by accident. Our brain, believe it or not, evolved slowly. And the process of natural selection is not a random chance.
You have to be intelligently designed to be able to, with any level of certainty, claim that your brain is functioning properly and that your truth claims correspond with reality.
Okay, that might be a decent point. But you are also using your brain to define a God, aren't you?